my channel. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining too as well. And to the ones that do not know me as a first time stopping by, my name is Brittany Ashtin, or you can just simply call me Brittany or Brits, whichever is fine with me. Adulting is very much expensive. And I think sometimes social media makes it seem like everybody has it all together financially. Like everything that's glittering is gold. A lot of us, many of us, has gone through seasons where we just needed a little help with getting by, living from paycheck to paycheck. So today I wanted to share 5 apps that honestly helped me during some financial hard seasons. This isn't sponsored and it's definitely not a financial advice.
Nope.
I'm no financial advisor. This is simply speaking based off of personal experience. One of those apps actually helped me move into my house I'm in right now. So if you stay here, stick around, and don't forget to not only like the video to help me grow my channel and build our community, but to also subscribe so that way you can, stay tuned for any other resourceful videos I do post. So starting with number 1. And I'm sorry, before we get to the first one, let me just give a little backstory on why I wanted to do this, because like I said, mainly this is all based off of my own personal experience. And I definitely had some challenges last year. One of my hardest financial seasons for me was when I was preparing to move last summer. And during that time, I was having car issues. My transmission was acting funky on me. I had parking tickets that I was well aware of that I was going to take care of once I got settled and moved. But eventually, that plan did not go as accordingly, because during that transition of me moving, I actually lost my car. PPA, which is here in Philly, the Parking Authority, Philadelphia Parking Authority. If you have like multiple parking tickets or multiple red light violations, speed violations, eventually you can get booted to where like they will tow your car, boot and tow. And at that time, I had money aside for savings to move. Like I already had money aside to move, because eventually I knew in my mind that that's what's going to be the next plan for us, me and my family. However, during the time when it was time to move, I did not have my full security deposit. And honestly, everything just felt like it was just all happening at once. Even though I was excited and I felt so freaking blessed that I got blessed with this house I'm currently in right now, again, life was just lifing and I had to make some financial decisions. So when I did lose my car, I had half of my security deposit, and it's either do I get my car back with this money, because I had enough to get my car back, or do I take this money and move? My previous landlord ended up taking me to court due to like rental arrears, which is a whole different conversation. Starting with number 1 is split pay. So during the time when I was using them, they went by the Rent app. It's an actual app called the Rent app, where it will allow you to split your rent and now mortgage. Yes, homeowners. It's now called split pay, where it will allow you to split your rent or mortgage into 2 payment installments. So I did get approved for the Rent app, aka now they go by the new name, split pay. I had half of my security deposit, but I needed the other half by like a week, right? And then I still needed an additional of the remainder of my security deposit, which was a total of $3,900. So that's where the split pay app come into play. Now with this app, I will say that if you do use it as a security deposit option, you pick the amount that you would need to move in, because they will process the payment, pay off the property management, right? As an ACH payment, which the payment will post between 3 to 5 business days on your actual rent portal. Now, in order to utilize this app as an option, you have to have like a portal where you pay your rent, an online portal. So you cannot use this for a private landlord, basically. After when I moved into my house, I paid back the $3,900, and then I closed out the account, and then I reopened it with my true rent amount. As you know, you paid, it's split into two. You pay it the first month, in the beginning of the first month, and then in 2 weeks later, you pay the difference of the remainder of the borrowed money from the app. I only use it when I feel like I need it. Now I don't use it because I have to. I use it because I feel like when I need it. Going into number 2. Next is the Flex app. For me is that Split Pay gave me a higher limit credit to use. So basically when I apply for the Split Pay app, it literally split my rent into 2, like in half evenly. So me paying that to a third party and my rent is already paid up 100%. I'm just paying them back into 2 installments. I'd rather do that. But if you are someone who paycheck doesn't line up perfectly with your rent that's currently due, you know, or sometimes your birthday might be coming up or an event's coming up and you only just have enough to pay rent. It gives you that breathing room to like not feel so overly overwhelmed or stressed because bills is due. What you got going on? I learned that the hard way. Business is business. Don't mix business with pleasure. Life be lifing. So between Split Pay and Flex app, for rent, Flex app, you have up until the 5th to use that app. So that way your payment to the rent can be posted on time on your rent portal. You have up until the 5th to initiate that payment to get submitted to your portal. After the 5th, it's going to be sent over late. I'm going to check this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Just like and subscribe before you ask me anything. Moving on to the next. App number 3. Number 3 is an app that I still use till this day. Like currently, I have a bill on this app as we speak. Deferit. Deferit, how did I even find Deferit? I think I found it on TikTok, and I think that's how I came across this app. Deferit is strictly for bills. You can upload a utility bill, an internet bill, a phone bill, and it'll pay it for you, and you pay the app back into 4 payment installments. Now guys, before I continue, this is for like when you really going through a financial hardship. This is for like those hard times. Do not use these apps if you have no intentions paying these apps back. The last thing you want to do is use these apps and put yourself into much more debt. This is for, again, those hard times. However, I use all of these apps and I still use Deferit to this day. And anytime when I am going to miss a payment or I feel like I might not have that payment with Deferit, you can change your due date. I believe you have to just do it like 2 days before, but it does give you that option to where you can push back your due date to avoid any late fees or, you know, being temporarily locked out of your account. With Deferit though, you do have a membership fee, which is $15 a month to utilize the app. Same thing applies with Split Pay. No, Split Pay and Flex app do not have a membership fee. It's just you have to pass the soft credit pull and just pay them back. Deferit, you do have a membership fee of $15 a month. It'll approve it if it's a bill that you can actually pay using their app, and it breaks it down for you into 4 payment installments. So you're paying your phone bill or your utility bill, it'll process, and it'll, once it's approved on the app, it'll show you, and then once it's initially like submitted for payment, like it should have posted by now. I believe you get the notification, and I can show you guys or look at my phone, or even just go through another video strictly dedicated for Deferit to give you a thorough breakdown on how to use it, due dates, membership fees, late fees, all of that nature. But I use it to this day. I have my Xfinity bill on there right now as we speak, just to show you I did miss a payment. I get paid this upcoming Friday, so I have to pay that. But just so y'all can see what it looks like in real time, This is the app really fast. If I can like focus the camera, and I'll put it on the screen. But that's the app. Like right now, I missed the payment because I get paid bi-weekly. So right now, as you see, and I'm gonna just show you guys. I'm gonna screen record and show you guys. But I use this app all the time, and right now it's showing that my Xfinity bill is overdue. But I will definitely pay that. But just so you guys can see, and I'm gonna share screen. It's very straightforward. You get an ACH processing receipt payment. It'll show you your installments, money when it's due, and the amount that you would have to pay. And any questions that you do have, like it's on the bottom. And I had some tough times. So when I moved here last July, today is actually July, because it'll be a year now. That fast I've been in this house. But when I moved into this house, right after I went on leave from work with no income. And then when I finally started getting income again, when I went back to work and everything, I, playing catch up with the bills, and it was still hard. I needed that break mentally, but I had a hard hit after that. Anywhere I possibly can just to stay above water, but like I didn't really want to ask anybody, and I don't really have much family anyway, or a big support system to just be going around asking for help anyway. But it's been times where I had to borrow money from a third-party app. So going on to number 4 is Credit Genie. Credit Genie is one of those apps. It's a third-party app like Dave that you see circling around. You might have seen it on TikTok, the App Store, Google Play. But again, guys, I only did this when I had like nothing in my pockets, and I have kids, and we have to eat, and I had bills. It was still coming through. Like, so I'm putting money, little money here, just to, keep it from getting turned off or getting that notice of, again, like just going through a whole tenant and landlord situation when I was just now. It was just now starting. Actually, I was gonna say just now coming out of it. It was just now starting. I didn't want that I didn't want no bad energy into my new spot. That was the whole reason why I moved, a reset, and to get away from toxic. Like it felt like I was in a whole toxic relationship all over again. So life has a funny way of just throwing unexpected expenses at you. And maybe your tires blew out, or maybe you do need groceries, or maybe you just kind of short on childcare. I might list on the screen other apps that I did use that you could borrow money from, but these apps do charge membership fees. So in order to receive the funds or just see if you can get approved, they do charge membership fees, and you will have to have a bank account too. You do use like the Rent app, the Flex app, the Deferit, and Credit Genie. All of these apps that I'm mentioning, you do have to have a legit bank account, because you're going to have to either link your bank account to like Credit Genie or Dave or one of them to verify that you get by checks, like you get money coming through so you can pay this money back. You do have to have an actual legit bank account, and I have a bank account, so because you will have to like link your information, your checking or your savings, however your bank is set up, so it can verify that you do have a legit bank account, and then you do have income coming through, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly. I think it asks you, or even on a monthly period. So that was number 4, Credit Genie. Number 5 is Klarna. And I always say it wrong. I say Klarna, but it's Klarna. You can actually use Klarna for groceries and split that into 4 payment installments. Now, when I went out on leave from work last summer, I was able to get stamps, food stamps. So I literally had to budget cash dollars grocery shopping, and I had to do it in a certain way. And I would use Klarna a lot of times with my grocery shopping, especially when I did like big hauls. So I would like really make a list and just get what I really needed, like the juices for the kids, maybe like a snack for them to munch on in between during the days on the weekends, because kids like to eat, I like to eat. It's food, and trying to like budget food is hard as is, but I don't want to limit nobody to no food. So we're going to figure it out and just make it stretch. So we're going to still eat breakfast. We're going to still have some snacks in between. We're going to have dinner. We're going to have a nice snack after that, and whatever. We're going to eat and drink and be hydrated all in between. So I would use Klarna. Yeah. And have that split into 4 payments, and I will just pay those installments back based off of my pay period. Don't be borrowing from these apps all at once, because when it's time to pay it back, And when you get paid, you don't never want to leave yourself with $0 to your name. Then I currently have Affirm. It's another app that I use for retail shopping for like my bigger, large purchases, like my, you know, maybe like an outdoor patio set, or, you know, something like a bigger decor thing for a bathroom or a bedroom that I, instead of just cashing out on it, if it's like $200, $300, if I can just save that $300 and just break it down less and keep some money in my pocket to stretch out and just pay that off in installments, I'll use Affirm for like stuff like that. So anyway, moving on. Another thing too, just leaving a tip, just even when you get approved for these apps like Deferit, the rent app and so forth, and after when you use it, just because you have to open credit, you don't always have to use it. Like, just don't have so many things open at the same time when you have to pay so much back when it's payday. You don't want to leave yourself with no money. Like right now, for example, I have the Deferred thing open for my Xfinity bill, and then I have Affirm open. And once I pay those two apps back, then I might use like Klarna or Affirm, or, you know, then I might do a little bit of retail shopping or whatever that in that nature. So just keep that in mind. Like when you do utilize these apps, just set yourself up to where it's like it's manageable and you borrowing only when you really in need, during a financial tough time. So again, as we are coming to an end of this video, hopefully that just gave you a overall like cap of different apps you can use during hard times, and just trying to like figure out a budget plan that works for you, you know, especially with like utility bills, like the gas bill and the electric bill tends to go up and down during season changing and stuff like that. So again, these are apps that I personally use myself. Some of these apps I still currently use to this day. Some of these apps I only use in emergencies. Now I'm to the point where I don't really have to borrow cash money from these third-party apps. Like I have not used Credit Genie. I have not used Dave. Like I even deleted those apps off of my phone because now I don't even need those. But if I ever like fall through hard times, like super hard times again, this is my system of how I use these apps and how I was responsible with paying them back and still staying afloat and still current on the bills that I had needed to pay. So if this did help you, let me know in the comments. Again, any questions, let me know in the comments. Maybe you can let me know what you used in the past, because there's so many things out there. And again, some of these things, or most of these things I come across online. You know, social media can be used for a good thing, for educational purposes, and that's the idea of me trying to do this video, to help somebody else in need, or just to kind of like little financial educate on how to like, or you know, give different ways or tips on how you can possibly budget during hard times and still be able to like provide for your family without feeling like you have to borrow from like all these people, or having to pay time to pay Peter back because, you know, you were struggling. So but anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Again, my name is Brittany Ashtin. And for the ones that do not know me, again, you can also call me Brittany or Britt, whichever is fine with me. And on to the next video, guys. Bye. But I'll be on it all.